Howdy folks, how y'all doing? Cub here, and welcome back to Sky Factory. Before we get started, let me say a big thank you to everyone who commented in the last video to point out the reason I was trying to call it Sky Factory Reloaded is because that sounds a lot like Mine Factory Reloaded, which is a mod. And it actually makes a lot of sense, so thank you to everyone. Second, if I sound different and it's unbearable, let me know. I threw a sock over my pop filter because my pop filter wasn't doing a good enough job. It was driving me crazy. And so maybe this makes my voice sound too muddied. I don't know, we'll find out. Third, Buttercup just saved my life. Right as I logged on, it was horrible, it was raining, it was where we left off last time. And I walked around here and a creeper saw me, which has never happened before. It's doing it again. It's gonna happen again. I don't know what happened to the mob spawner, but oh geez, and little babies can get out too, by the way. Anyway, creeper saw me, went crazy, blew up the side. Things just went to turmoil. Buttercup, of course, sprang to action. We got it all assembled. Got a lot of good stuff from their dead corpses. I think we got another... Oh, zombie... What? Why does that happen? Like, every time I get on here. There we go. Another zombie head, another skeleton head. Actually, we didn't get a whole lot of useful stuff. Some arrows and some bone meal. But it has encouraged me to... Oh, jeez. See, I'm worried. I'm worried now that it's just gonna... Anyway, I don't know about you, Buttercup, but I've been given an idea. I know we're supposed to be focusing on the power stuff, and we will. Sometime... How did you even... I don't want to know. At some point, we're going to move all of our stuff over here and hook it up to the magmatic engine. Or dynamo, I should say. And, that's creepy. And that's a noble project, and it's one we will eventually get to, but for now, I think what we ought to do is animate this whole monster spawning business, because that many monsters in one area is not safe. Now, I've looked up some other videos, I've looked up some tutorials, and the design I'm going to go with is one that I think will serve us very well, especially considering my OpenBlex Cubs guide I'm working on. I'm sort of familiar with at least a couple of the items we'll be using. We're basically going to create some metal spikes and some fans, and when monsters spawn, they'll get blown into the metal spikes. It sounds ridiculously simple. That's because it is. I actually already had fan up there. Don't know why I cleared it. It's going to be some iron bars, some iron ingots, and some slabs. Doesn't look like it matters what kind of slab. I've never actually built... I don't think I've ever built an iron bar in this game before. I'm sure I have. That's probably a lie. I'm sure I've built it for another mod, but I've never just built them for the sake of building them. Slabs. Got tons of those. Look at this. Progress. I'm gonna say we're gonna need about 4 of them. We might need more, might need less. We'll find out. We got 4 fans. Next up, we're gonna need the spikes. Wow, they look like little pyramids. What a recipe. So swords, iron, and lots more iron after that. So iron. We do have an abundance of it. And it's all gone now, actually. We've used it all up. That's fine. I'm sure we have tons more in here we can throw in there and get to smelting. Maybe not. Maybe not in this chest, maybe in this chest. Maybe, oh, look at that. There's 6 more iron. Huzzah. And look at that. We got tons of these guys. So we'll take this out. We'll put this back. Actually, let's put in all these other metals that we're not using right now. And we really need to come up with a better sorting system. I know that's something else we've talked about in the past. There's just so much to do. There are so many things to get done here, and I don't know where to start. There we go. We'll get the 15 of these in here, though. I know we can do this. Also, I've got another funny comment for you that says someone left. So as you guys know, in the last video, I started off by saying I didn't know where these portable tanks would come in handy. I then proceeded, it was like 3 minutes later, to make a whole bunch of buckets to cart lava back and forth. So while that's cooking up, we can actually go ahead and make a wrench, which we're going to need to break those and move lava around, because I think that's going to help a lot, don't you? I'm so glad you do. And I actually don't think it is a wrench. I think what we need is a hammer. And here's the thing that gets me. If I'm not mistaken, it's called like a... Oh wait, maybe it's not. Maybe it is a wrench. Let's see. We want the one from, not from Dartcraft, Applied Energistics, Ender.io, Thermal Expansion, Envar Battle Wrench? That's not what we want, but I mean, it sounds awesome. That's what we want though, the Crescent Hammer. It looks a lot like a Crescent Wrench, but it's called a hammer. And we're not going to question it. It's iron and it's 10. What is this? Oh, look at that. Oh my. Don't you just love it when things like that work out? Boom. Let's move some of this lava down here. We don't need any in this episode, I don't think. But it doesn't hurt to have it. You know? Look at this. This looks so nice when it's not broken and spewing stuff everywhere. So we should just be able to... Is it right click or... Oh, no, that just changes the output. So if we shift click it... Look at that. And we've got... Oh, this is amazing. And so now we can move this down here and we can get buckets of lava out of it when we need it. And then when it runs out, we'll just go plug it in and get a different one. So look at that. It was not an entire waste of material like I thought it was when I initially built it. Also, it's going to help us move these. In fact, we'll do that now because we got nothing else to do. Actually, I don't recommend plugging this thing oh, you can't rotate? Why can you not rotate? Maybe if I put the machine down and then Oh. I don't actually recommend plugging them in directly, but under the circumstances, we don't have any cabling, and besides that, we have one machine, so I don't think it really matters. We really need to get to work on sort of renovating all this up here. I don't really want to set this machine back up until we have a better storage solution up, though. There's so much to do. There's just so much to do. Alright, let's get the iron out of here. How much did we actually get? Whoa, we got quite a... No! That's something else we need to build. A lot of people have written in about this one. It's a rain muffler, okay? And it muffles the sound of rain. We're gonna need a bucket of water and sound mufflers, which requires a lot of wool. So either we need to find a way to spawn in a lot of spiders, or we need to start getting some creatures in here so we can shear them. If I'm not mistaken, we can just build a big old patch of grass and different animals will spawn. Or at least that's what I've been told. I don't know. Back when Beta 1.8 was released, they changed the way monsters spawn to where basically after the world was created, they didn't spawn anymore, you had to breed them. And then apparently they changed that like a long time ago, and I never noticed. I have always thought that it stayed the same, that you had to breed monsters in order to get them. Or not monsters, you had to breed animals in order to get them back after you killed them. But apparently, that is no longer a thing, and I've been living with a false premise my whole life. Go figure, I guess. Crushed iron or... I guess we can put that in there too. See, I'm thinking we're gonna need more iron later on anyway, so we might as well go ahead and get as much of it as we can. And I put it in blocks so it'll all fit in there. We probably have enough here. How much do we have now? 53? Yeah, I wasn't even really paying attention to how much we needed. I want to build at least 4 spikes, though. Oh, the rain. Rain, rain. Please go away. Don't ever come back. I'm not building a rain muffler, though. What am I doing? What have I set out to do? Ah. Iron spike. So swords, we're going to need blocks. We're going to need at least 4 blocks. That leaves us with 18. So we're going to need the 3 swords now. And oh goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to automate the trees. That is something else we need to do. Because once the trees are automated, we'll never have to do this again either. But again, it comes down to where are we going to store all this stuff? I mean, realistically. I'm sure there's like we can build a massive load of big diamond chests, and yes, that will work. I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying, I mean, do we really want to do that? We're kind of at a luxury point now where we can do whatever we want to, more or less within reason. And it just seems a bit ridiculous that we would continue to use a bunch... Whoa, 7. That we would use a bunch of chests when we have much more efficient means of storing things. I don't know, could just be me. Maybe you guys don't actually care. Maybe you're sitting there in your chair and you're thinking to yourself, Cub, or Reese, whatever you want to call me, and you're thinking to yourself, why are you talking about this stuff? It doesn't matter to me. How many of these do we need? We need 3 per spike. There's not an alternate recipe for this, is there? No, but look at that. It actually gives you some extra info. That is really nifty. What mod is this from? Extra utilities. I might look into that one. Cub's Guide, coming soon. No promises. So we're gonna need, what, 9 of these? Oh, goodness gracious. Well, on the good news front, we do have enough to create 9 of them. In lieu of bad things that could happen, though, we are... Oh, no, we're not out of iron. Whew. Goodness gracious. All right. Let's get that recipe up. Whoa. Oh, what? Wow. It creates 4 spikes. I'm not sure how I managed to miss that. I'll be completely honest with you. Well, now we'll have more spikes, and we'll find some other uses for them. That does remind me though now that that's what we had these extra iron bits for. So I do feel a bit like a noob, but only slightly. And you know what? We'll use these swords. We will use these swords eventually. They will not go Did that wrong. I am noobing up the world today. What am I doing wrong? Okay, this is ridiculous. This ought not be so hard. Alright, there we go. Then we put in the iron. Yeah. Ah, there's our spikes. That is what we have struggled so long for now. We've got it. Let's throw these in here. Now, I think what we're going to go ahead and do is, since we've already got quite a few residences, I don't even want to attempt to tackle all that mayhem. What we'll do is we'll split the thing down the center, and we'll turn this back half here into the thing. So, cobblestone. Want to make it to where mobs can't get around. I'm telling you, man, they creep me out. They already know I'm here. I can tell they know I'm here. You know how I know that? Okay, secret time. I don't, but there they go. This isn't gonna work, actually. I'll be honest with you. There seems to be some sort of a hold up here. This might not be considered the best of ideas. Oh, I think I got a clear shot now. Nope. Nope, not even close. As soon as I get like one dead, another one comes up to take their place. I can't kill them fast enough, I'm afraid. Oh, look at that. They follow me. Run! Run back! Seal the gap! Seal the... No. No, not gonna happen. So I'm gonna break some of these side pieces, because right now, it seems like if I kill them, they just come back. So what we're gonna do is we're going to break a hole here. And that'll make it to where at least no more will spawn there. We'll do the same further down. Of course, now they can see me, yes. But there are certain sacrifices that have to be made here. This is one of them. In order to get this working. Oh dear. Yeah, that happened earlier. We need to run away now. Yeah, this isn't good. This is actually very much the opposite of good. This is bad. Buttercup? Buttercup? Yes, go. You know what to do. Just, alright, well... Okay. Let's go upstairs. I think we have a better chance of fighting them off if we have the high ground. And actually, I think that now might be a good time to invest in a diamond sword. We were just getting there with the diamonds, too. Alright, I don't really know what we're saving diamonds up for. I just know that they're usually pretty useful. And I kind of wanted to hold on to them. But, Buttercup, do your thing. Buttercup, look at him. He's in the water. He's coming out for a surprise attack. What a dog. What a dog. Alright. Oh, jeez. What was that? That sounded like another creeper explosion, which makes me a little nervous. Alright. Let's take these guys down. Oh, gosh. The last thing I want is for Buttercup to get involved with a creeper. Because at that point, you know, they'll just blow up. And that'll be the end of it. So we want to make sure we take these down ourselves. Okay, there we go. Oh, there is a hole in the ground there that needs to be... What the freak is that? That is the most disturbing freak of nature I've ever seen in my life. That is not right. A creeper tot. Unnatural. Wrong. Just wrong. Wrong. Alright. Well, we did technically do what we came here to do, which was clear this thing out. So that's good. Fill in the hole. I mean, there's a few monsters still roaming around, but we're not really going to worry about them. I don't want to take out the tot just yet because, I mean, there's things involved with taking out a tot. You usually have to take out the parents too, and that's just... It's a hassle I don't want to deal with. Alright, so let's seal this thing up. Actually, I'm not sure how far these fans blow. I guess we can find out, though. If we set this up and then we take a couple of the fans... And does it matter what direction we place them? Yes, that's blowing that direction. I'm also not sure what the best way to break these things is. I just did the... Wow. Nobody say a word. No one say a word. Let's actually line it up with the edge right here. So they will push me quite a long ways. I've actually decided to go ahead and deal with you now. Because I actually didn't think about how low I was on health. But, I mean, as long as I'm in the rain, I think I'm safe. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. We should go get some food before we continue. Okay, so we've got a lot of dead monster meat we can hang up and we can use as jerky later on down the road. Boy, you did good today. Once we get some meat growing, it's all yours. I'm not kidding you. You deserve it. I would give you a melon, but I don't think you'd eat it. It's kind of like when you give your dog, like, something off your plate that isn't meat. Or a mashed potato, because they seem to like that. And they just kind of give you that look like, why would I want this? What are you trying to do to me? Yeah, that's what it would be like. I don't know, maybe you've never done that before. Let's seal this off. Prevent any incidents. So these guys here, these fans, will blow all the way to here just about. So if I place these two down here, they would blow all the way to... This is good. So what's actually the middle position here? If we break these guys, these blocks are blowing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So the middle of 17 would be 9. So I guess number 9. What was number 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here. Look at that. I'm actually really good at finding dead center. Unfortunately, we did create... Oh, that's not going to work. It's not going to be even, and it's going to bug me. But I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe on down the line, we'll come back. We'll make some more spikes. Maybe. There they are. Oh, they are painful to the touch. Good gosh. All right. Well, there you go. We won't really need these anymore on this side because we're going to do all our collection on the other side. So what we can do is we can actually seal off this edge of the device. And that way we don't have to worry about monster bits falling out over here. We know where we want them coming out at, so we're going to set it up to spawn them out over there. Second thing we can do is we can actually clear out this bit here. Sort of disconnect, and we will be dismantling this other trap here. First chance that I get. Definitely don't want monsters spawning there. Actually, you know what? I know it doesn't really matter, but I want this whole device here to sit flush with this edge. So if this is the back, that means the fans need to go here instead. Oh, crud muffins. Where'd the other fan go? I think the other fan blew the other fan away, if that makes any sense at all. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Craziness. Absolute craziness. Alright, fan number 2 is set up. There we go. And by moving those, we also get a chance to center these guys. Because they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we'll move them over. Good gosh, you gotta be careful around these things. Especially with fans. Ugh, they'll just blow you right into them. It's almost like some kind of hideous trap. Alright, and then we'll seal off this side. And we might come back and do that again with wood to make it match. We could actually theoretically seal off both sides. I don't think it matters because we'll have a collector set up right there. And what we're going to do for collecting is we're going to use an automated hopper and then just a chest. I think that's going to be probably our best bet. What do you think, Buttercup? No opinion, just how I like it. Okay, let's see. I've already forgotten how to build a hopper. I tend to forget these things shortly after I finish each episode. Obsidian, ender pearl, hopper. Hopper, I think, is just iron in a chest, so we can actually build that right now. Pop! We've already got an ender pearl conveniently placed in our inventory. And then, look at this. Oh, what do I do about this? Oh. What? No. Rain. Darn you, rain. Can I put water? Okay. And then we'll block this off. Okay. Roll with me on this. Crud. Okay, well, I guess what we're going to have to do is just break it, and then hopefully we'll pick it up. Yes, we will. What if I just break the top? Will the rain turn it into... Of course not. That would be too easy. Whoa, look at that. That time it actually was magic. Well, I mean, it was magic every other time before. I wouldn't cheat for something like that. But if I had, in the past, that wouldn't have been one of those moments. I wonder if this is shapeless crafting. Can I just throw these things in here any which way? Look at that. Apparently I can. Grab a chest. And then before we go back over there, I do want to finish off the bottom with wood, because I think that would look really nice, because the rest of it already has like a bottom made out of wood. And that's the best way to make your bottoms. If you're going to have to build a bottom, build it out of wood. Yeah, I could expound on that, but I'm not going to. I think there's enough there for you guys to catch up on what I'm laying down. YOLO. Rafflecopter? No? No one? Okay. We'll fill this area up here until I figure out what to do with it. With some torches to prevent mob creation, spawning, whatever you want to call it. This area here, we definitely want monsters being spawned into. That is actually our goal. If we don't get monsters spawning here, it'll actually be a bit of a failure. And we'll have to go home and tell, like, our parents, look, this is what I tried to do today and it didn't work out. And they won't love you anymore. Parents' love is not unconditional. Don't let them fool you. They only want the results, right? If you're going to come up to them and be like, look, I tried to build a monster spawner and it didn't work, they will disown you. I'm sorry. It is the honest truth. I'm just trying to be real with you right now. I don't want you to grow up with a false premise. I remember the first time I went home and told my parents, look, I tried to build a monster spawner today and it didn't work. They actually kicked me out on the streets for 3 months until I was able to build a proper monster spawner behind McDonald's. So there you go. That's not true at all. If your parents have actually kicked you out before, I'm sorry if this video offends you. More or less. I'm actually not that sorry. You probably deserved it. So I suppose only time will tell if this will be effective. But I guess we're going to place down the chest. We're going to place down the hopper. And this chest placement is very poor. It's in very poor taste. Much like my jokes about you getting kicked out by your parents. It's in very poor taste. Let's place this here. The vacuum hopper on top. And a nifty trick, you can actually right-click and hold down to rotate these things and get better access to, not the side that we wanted, but you get the idea. Okay. And look at that, it's already picking stuff up. I see that if items get pushed out over here, they won't get picked up. So we should probably seal off the back as well. And, well, I don't know. I think it ought to be fine. So this is more or less it. This is the... I can't tell if it's completely dark in there now because we broke... No, it's not. Does this have to be sealed off? Is that what's going to do it? Oh. Yeah, because it's not completely dark in there. I don't know if that's going to interfere with the collection of items, though. Nor can I actually tell whether or not it is completely dark in there now. I guess what I can do... No, that's going to ruin it, won't it? What I can do is I can break this, and then I can place like a half block here. No, look at that. It's not completely sealed. Ideally, monsters should be spawning all day and all night, but if we can't make that happen, we'll live with what we're given. And what we are given right now is this subpar setup here, where monsters can only spawn like right next to the whole fan situation here. There. It's not bad. It's not as nice and rounded. It's more like an odd. It's a statement. That's what it is. We're gonna walk away though, and it's about to be daylight. I've spent too much time near the device for any monsters to actually spawn. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wander off, and we're gonna see if while we're gone, monsters will spawn in those little bitty red areas. Hopefully they will. Although I don't have a whole lot of confidence in it. Maybe. Alright, so it's only been a little while, but Let's see if we've got anything. Anything spawning? Nothing spawning. Anything in the chest? Nothing in the chest. Alright, well, what we'll do is we'll walk over here. And... so to get into ME, we would need a controller. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. A quartz cutting knife, a diamond, some redstone, some silicon, which is nether quartz dust. I don't have that. Or just quartz... Actually, why haven't we gone to the nether yet? There's an infinite amount of resources at our disposal in the nether, and we have not even bothered so much as taking a look. You know what? While we're waiting on that monster spawner to cook up, I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go to the nether.